everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Everybody, video 4. This is 4 in a series that I'm doing, offering yoga to people who are just beginning, just coming into yoga, to see if it is something that feels good for their body. This can also be a practice for people who have had an injury and they're needing to come back into physical movement slowly. And this can also be a good practice for people who have not done yoga for a long time and want to come back into it slowly. So welcome, everybody. Today we're going to learn 6 new postures or 6 new positions. The Sanskrit word for that is asana. We will do a little bit of pranayama, a particular type of breathing, and we will go through a cool down into savasana. I'm going to try to talk less and make these videos a little bit more quiet if I can. We're starting out learning a lot of new postures, and I'm, as a new teacher, trying to help you connect to the sensation as you're in that posture. And I'm also trying to go deeper into the anatomy so that you can feel where that sensation is. And I'm also trying to guide you to the edge of sensation where you get benefit, but also listen to your body so that you're not moving so deep into it that you're causing your body injury. It's about listening to what your body is saying. And so that is the reason for these videos, to hopefully bring some beginners into yoga so that you can see the benefit of yoga, which there's so much benefit to yoga. That can be a whole video in of itself. And as well to help me as a new teacher guide people into a safe and happy practice. And so with that, I'm also going to offer at the end of this video a few tips about Ayurveda and how that is blended into a yoga lifestyle. So before we begin, I want you to have your props beside you. You might want some pillows and blankets. If you have yoga equipment, you could have a bolster or some blocks beside you, and also a chair. Or if you are practicing in your home near a wall, the wall is fine to use. Just if we are doing some balancing and you feel a little bit unsteady, you have something to steady yourself. As you grow and go deeper into yoga, you can take away some of those props. But in the beginning, I recommend that we use them, and I will show you the different postures, the different asana in variation, so that nobody is left out. This is yoga for everybody. Okay, knowing any injuries that you have, just guide yourself. Know that when your body is asking you to step away from that edge and you're feeling anything like burning, tingling, pulling, those are not things that you should feel when you are exercising or doing physical putting physical demand on your body. Those are signs of pain, and if you don't listen to them, that is what causes injury over a period of time. What you want to feel is an edge, a little bit of discomfort. That's the cue. That's your body saying this is okay, but anything beyond that, when you start to feel those other sensations, that's going into a danger zone. So you just want to come back from that. We want to keep everybody safe. All right, So if you can, if you want to sit on a blanket or a bolster, you may. Or you can sit right down on your mat, whatever is more comfortable. You want to just come to this very simple seated pose, or any seated pose that feels good for you. And I want you to just begin here, palms up or down, depending on how you're feeling at this moment. Just begin to come into yourself and have an awareness that you are beginning to practice, that you are beginning to leave the demands of your busy life behind, and you're coming into a space that is just all your own, where nothing else exists, just yourself, your breath, your body, your mind, coming to this quieter place and just coming away from the hustle and bustle of the day. Just here, breathing in your own natural, beautiful, rhythmic breath, nothing deeper yet, just your own natural breath here, about 5 or 6 cycles. And as you begin to come into that rhythmic breath and stepping away from the noise and stress of the day, I want you to just take a little scan of the body. You can begin to close your eyes here if you feel safe to do that, or maybe just a soft gaze in front of you, down on the floor. And just begin in the head, the forehead, the cheekbones, the jaw. Just scanning for any tension, any heaviness. Coming down through the throat, into the collarbones. Moving down into the chest area. Just taking note. Just hearing what your body has to tell you. Down into the belly, to the lower back. Moving down into the pelvis area. Coming into the hips, the thighs, the knees, down into the calves and the shin bones, into the feet, just taking notice, observing. And here we're going to start something called bee's breath. And bee's breath is so medicinal for so many things. It's a grounding breath. It's a warming breath. It's kind of a cold, rainy, raw day here today. And I've done a nice 30-minute aerobic workout and heated the body. I'm feeling a little bit cooler now as we've come down to sit down on the mat. So we're going to begin warming up the body with bee's breath. And I'm going to talk you through it and show you, and then you can do bee's breath. And we'll do about 10 to 12 cycles. Just really beginning to make the connection that pranayama, that breath work, heats the physical body, but it also brings you into this meditation, stepping away from the world, stepping away from responsibility, and just really coming into your own body and the sound of breath, the feel of breath, all of that begins to become something that you meditate on. And so bee's breath is done through the nose. The inhale is through the nose and the exhale is also through the nose. And you're going to constrict your throat by putting your tongue at the roof of your mouth. And on the inhale, you're going to breathe in through the nose. And on the exhale, breathing out through the nose, you're going to make a humming sound, just like a bee, hence the name. And it goes like this. So that's bee's breath. So let's do that together. I'd say 7 to 10 rounds, and just really find yourself getting lost in the breath, lost in the sound, and really just beginning to separate from this outside world where we're so busy. And here we go, inhaling, exhaling. Nice, everyone. We're going to continue to breathe deep into the belly, exhaling out, nose and mouth breathing, and just continue to lose yourself in the rhythm of breath. I'm going to remind you to breathe throughout the practice. Bee's breath is a little bit hard to continue when we move, so we're going to go back to that sort of Durga breath, that very deep breath down into the belly, and then really letting it come up and out and slow. Another heating of the body breath, pranayama, building that sacred fire within so that we can create space through breath, through movement, moving into what yoga is all about, this round of meditation and bliss, being part of that cycle, part of that yoga circle. And so let's begin to warm the spine in the different ways to prepare for that movement. First thing that we're going to do is take a nice deep breath here. Exhaling it out. Bringing in another deep breath into the body. exhaling it out, and just allowing the chin to drop towards the chest, giving a nice stretch to the cervical spine, that part of the spine, those 7 vertebrae that hold our neck up. They have a really hard job holding that head, that big beautiful brain, that heavy head, holding it up all day, just relaxing the back of that neck, remembering to breathe deeply in through the belly, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Deep breath in, coming up, bringing the neck down to one side, feeling a nice stretch in the top, the side of the neck down into the top of the opposite shoulder of where your head went. Continuing to breathe deeply. Bringing the neck up, the head up, back to neutral. Coming down gently on the other side, feeling a really nice stretch down that opposite neck side of the neck into the top of the shoulder. Breathing deeply, very nice. One more deep breath in. Coming back up to neutral. And here, I'm just going to take the left hand, placing it over the right knee, bringing the arm and shoulder back, opening up the chest, opening up the collarbones, giving a nice spinal twist here. Feeling a nice twist going down the right side of the body or the left side if you're mirroring me. Breathing deeply into the belly, exhaling out. One more deep breath in. Exhale it out. Walking the hands over, switching sides, giving this side a nice twist, feeling a really nice twist. Down the left side, the right side of the body, sorry about that. If you're mirroring me, it would be the left side. Breathing deeply into the belly and out again. Coming back to neutral. Nice deep breath in here. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. Bringing the hands into prayer, Anjali Mudra. Setting an intention for yourself. Maybe it's an intention for this practice. Maybe it's an intention for the coming week. Maybe it's an intention for this new time, this spring, this time of such hope and miracles. Maybe you're setting an intention, something big right now. Whatever you feel, you can set that now. Remembering to breathe deeply. And may that intention you set for yourself be so. Okay, coming here, we're going to begin a new position, and we're going to just prepare the body for that new position while we're down low. So I'm coming into just sort of like this half squat where I have my one knee bent, most of my weight is over that leg, and I'm just extending out the other side and having my foot in dorsiflexion, pointing to the ceiling, and I'm giving myself this really nice stretch right through the inner leg, way up high, even going down into the knee. And by keeping your foot in this dorsiflexion, you're also giving the calf a nice stretch here. Remembering to breathe deeply. Exhaling out. Another nice deep breath in here. Exhaling out, just starting out with some stretches to warm the body. And we're going to switch sides. So you'll now be on bending your right leg if you are mirroring me. And keeping most of the weight. Nice straight spine, as straight as you can make it. Grounding down with the toes and the heel of the extended leg. Using your hands to help you balance here. And again, keeping the toes straight up to the ceiling, this nice dorsiflexion position, feeling a really nice stretch all down the inner thigh to the knee, and then stretching the calf with those toes pointing to the ceiling. Nice deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Very nice. One more deep breath in. Exhale it out. Nice. We're going to come, placing our hands in the middle, we're going to bring this foot in, and we're going to push ourselves up into a wide-legged forward bend, having our crown shining towards the earth. You can have your toes in or out or straight, depending on how the back body is feeling. If you're not feeling very flexible, keep those feet out. If you're feeling kind of flexible, the toes can be straight. And if you're feeling okay to add some flexibility in, you can point your toes inward. Hands are wide open, helping your fingers are helping you to have some balance, and really just grounding down in with the bottoms of the feet and the palms of the hands. We know this to be Pada Bandha, really putting those feet to the earth. Hasta Bandha is the hands helping you be stable in your postures, and just really letting that torso, the neck, and the head just hang here. Breathing deeply in through the back. Exhaling out. Finding space on the exhale if you can, if you feel ready. Just allowing yourself to sink deeply in. One more big in-breath here. Exhale it out. One more stretch to the spine. We're going to plant one hand and open that chest up, raising the hand way up. Feeling a nice twist to the spine. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the collarbones. Deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Very nice. We're going to take it to the other side. Deep breath in. Opening up the ribs, opening up the shoulders, feeling a nice twist in the back. Shouldn't feel any kind of tingling or any pain sensation, just a little bit of an edge. One more inhale here, and exhale, come down. And if you feel ready, we're going to walk the feet in so that they're just a little bit outside of our hips. And we're going to sink down into this yoga squat. That's one of our postures we're going to be doing at the end. If you're not ready to go into a squat, you can be here. You can also use a block or a pillow or a bolster, just setting it right under your glutes, right under your butt. And it's almost like if you were to play leapfrog this position. This is called garland pose or a yoga squat. And so little by little, you become more and more flexible, and you can come into this nice squat, and it really opens up the hips. It helps continue that stretching down from the inside of our legs, the inside of the thighs. Keeping a nice straight spine here. Nice big inhale. Exhale it out, and we're gonna push ourselves back up into that forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Deep breath in here, crown is coming to the ground. Hands and feet are helping us to feel really grounded here. Big inhale through the back and exhale it out, finding a little more space. One more big inhale, exhale it out. Great job. We're gonna walk the feet in and we're gonna rise very slowly, allowing each vertebrae to just get this little bit of attention from you. Just each vertebrae, nice and slow, and rolling the shoulders back. Gentle roll back here. Maybe shaking out the legs a little bit. Couple more roll backs. Very nice, everybody. And then pulling forward, just warming those shoulders up. We're gonna have the feet come apart just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just start off with a nice standing pose here. We're gonna do a nice in-breath here. Exhale it out. One more in-breath. Exhale it out. We're going to allow our palms to shine forward. Just keep them by our sides. You can just have a soft glance straight ahead or soft gaze down at the floor. This is called mountain pose. Continuing that deep breathing. There's a word that we use to describe when we have strength in non-motion, when we're just standing and being and observing the body, observing the world, observing others. There's this strength in just being, not moving. And it's called samastiti. Samastiti is Sanskrit for just that. It's feeling this power and strength inside you by just being. Just like the mountains. They don't move unless, of course, there's an earthquake or a volcano. But for the most part, they just stand tall. They just stand strong, observing nature, just being a part of it, but not having to control, not having to be seen or heard, just feeling your own power in this moment. Samastiti. Taking a nice big in-breath here. Exhale it out. I'm going to come to the side. This is a hotter position. You might want to have a block or a bolster. And if you're super flexible, you could call this a split pose, a standing split. I don't quite have a standing split because I'm not that flexible, but it's a really nice pose that continues really stretching the inside of the thighs where we can feel a lot of tightness. Also our hamstrings and hips. It's a hip opener on one side and a hamstring lengthener on the other side. And so I'm going to demonstrate it first, and then you can join me when you're ready. So I'm going to take a deep breath in here. I'm going to exhale it out, coming into a forward fold. I'm going to put my hands on my block, and I'm going to raise one leg, trying to get it as high as I can with my torso coming into the standing leg. Now I have really strong, all four corners of my feet are planted down into the mat. My hands, wherever they might be, on a block or the floor, are planted firmly on either of those things. And I'm allowing my legs to open up as much as they can, feeling this really wonderful stretch down in the back leg of the standing leg, and this really wonderful stretch from the ribs into my hips, into my quads. Oops. So I can have a bent knee if you're having some problems with flexibility. This is kind of a hard pose to start off with. I'm going to take a deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Bring the leg down and in, and slowly rise. Taking a nice inhale here. Exhale it out. So let's try that together. You can use a block or a bolster or just the mat. I'm feeling like I can be more firm on the mat with my hands. All right. And so we're going to come taking a nice deep breath here. We're just going to fall forward. We can bend the knees if we're feeling like we need to, if we need some more room, or we're not finding the room yet. We're needing to be safe with those hamstrings. Exhaling it out. And then when you're ready, bringing the leg up, bringing the torso from the hips closer to that standing thigh. You can tent your hands, which is what I'm doing here, if putting them flat is not working and you don't want to use a block or a bolster. We're trying to keep our hips towards the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Come on up. Nice and slow. Standing split. Let's try the other side. All right. Nice deep in-breath here. Exhale it out. Coming into this pose, you might be noticing as you come up how the other side feels. The side we just did might be feeling like much looser. And now as we work this side, it's feeling really tight. And that's why we always want to work both sides of our body when practicing. It's also coming into your body, this idea of embodiment, of connecting to the sensations in your body. And that leads to health. You know, if you're getting sick or you're coming down with something, when you begin to really take notice, those scans of your body, you identify things that are happening very quickly, good and bad. Taking a deep breath in, exhale it out, come on down, slowly rise, inhaling up, exhale it out. Giving a little shoulder round out here, maybe shaking those legs out. Standing split. We're going to come into a shape here. You can keep your block and your bolster nearby. We're going to need them again. We're going to come into a shape that we've already practiced together, which is Warrior Two. We're going to take a nice inhale here. We're going to step one foot out forward, toes facing the wall, stepping the other foot back, keeping that foot at a 90-degree angle. Bending into that front knee, not allowing the knee to come over the ankle, but keeping in line with the ankle. We have one hip facing the wall, and the other hip is sort of going to the corner of the room in this position. And then when we're ready, we're going to take a deep breath in here and bring the arms out. Warrior Two. This should be a very familiar position. Feeling a wonderful strengthening and toning sensation in the front leg, opening up this hip, opening up the inside of the thigh, continuing that nice stretching, trying to really reteach our bodies to have a little bit more room, a little bit more flexibility. Breathing in here, Exhale it out. Send the shoulders back here for a reverse warrior. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to come past the leg, bringing the hand to the inside of the foot. Bringing the other hand down. Really feeling a very nice stretch in the back part of that front leg. And if you're feeling like you want to, you can either keep your hands on a block or you can bring your hands forward for humble warrior. You can also, for a little addition here, create a bind in the back, and that helps you to feel a little more strengthening and toning in that front leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, come up and out. Very nice. All right, let's try the other side, everybody. Bringing those toes facing the wall, the hip, the knee. The hip is in the same direction that front knee is. This knee is not going over the ankle. The back leg, the toes are at a 90-degree angle. You want some nice separation in the legs so that you can really begin to feel the sensations, the strengthening and toning of the thigh, that front quadricep, and the opening up of the inner thigh of that back leg. Taking a nice deep breath here. Exhale it out. Bringing the hands into warrior two. Very nice, everybody. Another deep breath in. Exhale it out. Send the shoulders back and open them up. Reverse warrior. Deep breath in here. Exhale. Bring the hands back into a bind or in the front as we go down for humble warrior. Allowing that crown of the head to go as close to the floor as it can. And remember, you can have blocks or a bolster here. You do not have to add anything behind the body. This is just adding a little extra stretch. Breathing deeply. Exhale it out. Slowly rise. Coming out of the posture. Bringing the feet together. Nice deep breath in here. Exhale it out, forward fold, just swan dive down. See if you can find some more room in the back body, the back legs. If not, bending the knees is okay. We just want to feel that edge, that discomfort. We do not want to feel pain. Coming up for a halfway lift. Exhale it down, see if you can find some more space. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Clasping the hands in prayer. Coming down, touching the third eye. The throat chakra. Placing the hands at the heart chakra, anahata. Deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Connecting back with your intention. Maybe here we can offer somebody we know who is needing just some special thoughts, some special energy, some uplifting energy. Maybe you can picture their face here and just offer a soft message or a gentle prayer in this moment. And one more deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to come into a wide-legged fold here. Preparing for a new posture. We're going to keep the back leg. One leg is going to act as our back leg, so choose which leg you want that to be. And the toes are going to come straight out. And then the leg, the front leg, the toes are going to go straight towards your, they're going to line up with your arm going this way. I don't know if you can see my feet, okay? And you can place a block here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our body over, shift over that hip and down to the ground, sending the other opposite hand up into the sky for triangle pose. Breathing deeply. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Very slowly, we're going to bend into this front leg. We're going to shift our back over so that our shoulders are parallel with the mat. We're going to twist these back toes and come down into a nice stretch, a nice hip opener here, like a runner's lunge. Nice deep stretch in the hip. You can have your hands on the floor. You can have your hands on blocks, whichever feels good, better. Just feeling this really nice stretch here. And then when we're ready, we're going to come back up on the toes to the back. We're going to send this front leg back and go into downward facing dog. Just feeling a nice stretch in this whole back body. And if you can, you're bringing your heels to the floor as close as you can. If it feels okay, you're allowing the head and the neck to just relax and drop. Strong Hasta Bandha in these front hands, strong toes and balls of the feet. Sending that belly into the back spine, tucking those abs nice and tight, remembering to breathe, and shining that tailbone right up to the ceiling, right up to the heavens. Deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Walk the feet to the hands. Root to rise. Deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Very nice. Let's do the other side. Maybe you are feeling what it feels like to do triangle on one side and not the other. Perhaps this side of the body is feeling really stretched and open and this side isn't. I don't know. That's up to you. Taking a nice in-breath here. Exhale down. We're going to come into this wide-legged bend. Preparing for triangle pose. We're going to bring this leading foot straight to this wall, and the back foot is going to stay at a 90-degree angle, or actually it can be more pointed towards each other. You can point your toes towards me, I'll point my toes towards you, and the other set of toes, which is going to be your front leg, will be shining towards this wall over here. Or if you're, yes, that's right. Okay, so we're going to take the block and position it to help us get down. We're going to send this hip over and down, bringing the other hand up at the same time. And here we have triangle pose, and you should feel this really delicious stretch in the inner thigh of that leading leg. You might feel a really nice stretch down the front ribs, into the hip, into this whole area, down through the sides. And you can always play while you're in a pose. If you want more of a stretch, you might have your arm following that front foot. And if that's too much of a stretch, you might want to stay here. It's totally up to you. Breathing deeply. Exhale it out. We're going to come down onto that block. We're going to twist these toes forward like the other toes. We're going to come down, and you might, if you have sore knees, you might want to cushion your knees here. And we're going to use our block to help us come up and just get this really delicious hip opener. Feeling a nice stretch in that front leg down in the inner thigh. Really nice hip opener of the leg that's extended through the back to the back. And then we're going to place our hands on the floor, bringing this foot up, placing both hands, strong Hasta Bandha here, sending this foot back into a downward facing dog. Just getting this really nice full body stretch down the back of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Tailbone is high to the heavens. Tucking the ab into that back spine. Slowly walk up. Root to rise. Exhale it out. Very nice. We're going to come into that early yoga squat that we did. This is called the garland pose. We're going to take our feet out just a bit, just beyond our hips, not too far. Bringing a nice in-breath here. Exhale it out. Now I'm going to do some different stages so that if you're not ready to go all the way into a full squat and really feeling the benefit of that inner thigh stretch, that's okay, because this is garland, and you can have your chair in front of you. You can have, you can be on the wall doing this. You can be in the back of the couch or at the arm of the couch. You can create a safe space for you to balance. There's no shame in that. Remember that we're doing this for ease. This is garland, this is garland, this is garland, and other people can go even lower. This is as good as my garland is gonna get. And I love this position because it just gives such a deep stretch in the inner thigh. Breathing deeply here. Exhale it out. Garland pose, yoga squat. Another deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to push up and into a forward wide-legged bend. See if here you can find more space in the body with your breath, more space in the body with your ability to be a bit more flexible. And if you can't, that's okay. Taters come to join us for yoga. Inhale, exhale it out. Inhale, exhale it out. Bringing the feet together, rising up, root to rise. Big breath in here, very nice. Exhale it out. Right now, I'd like you to get a blanket and anything you might need. So we're going to do a few more poses down on the mat, down low, next to the earth, really grounding ourselves. And then we're going to go into Shavasana. Okay, everybody. So let's start off in Dandasana. And we're just going to give an opportunity here to flex the feet, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, and just feel a nice stretching in the back of the legs. And then we're going to do something fun with this flexion here. And I'm going to do our last new pose. Everybody's doing a terrific job. All right, so coming down all the way onto our backs, however that feels comfortable for you. We're going to lay flat here for just a moment. And we're going to begin to allow our plantar and dorsiflexion to move our body. I'm going to go up just a little bit so I'm more on my mat and not on the wood. And we're going to begin to allow our body to just kind of like slosh back and forth here. Just really feeling sensation as we kind of move the back body with just our feet, our ankles. Just having this like moment of jiggling and sloshing and just letting everything just kind of go. Breathing deeply. There's a lot of toning and strengthening going on here in the back of the legs, from the buttocks down the hamstrings into the calves. One more deep breath in and let it out. Relaxing for a moment and just feeling sensation in the body. Very nice, everyone. We're going to bring our feet onto the mat. We're going to tuck our pelvis up towards the heavens. And we're just going to do a little bit of rising here. Doing a little bit more work for the inner thigh and the glutes here. And we're going to come up, pressing our hands into the mat. And then once we're up, we're going to open and close, pushing the hips towards the ceiling as we rise. We're just going to do about 10 of these, pressing into the floor. Shoulders and upper back are nice and flat on the floor. Chin is away from the chest. I'm going to do about 7 more of these. Four more. Really squeezing on the way up. Nice control on the way down. This is bridge. And then lowering the body gently. We're going to bring both legs up and just give them a little hug here. This is called wind releasing pose. And I don't really have to explain why. And then we're going to come into happy baby, taking the inside of our arches and just feeling a really nice stretch. We did a lot of inner thigh work today, so we're giving it a nice stretch here before our last pose. Maybe you might want to straighten out the legs here. And we're going to do a shoulder lift here. This is inversion, a pretty simple one. And I'm going to show it first before you do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is push myself up, rock myself up, and then take my hands and bring them to both sides of my lower back and just bring my feet up. I'm going to make sure that the back of my neck is straight. I'm not tucking my chin in. My face is looking straight up to my feet. And I'm just going to remember to breathe. This is actually working your arms just as much as it's working the legs. Just kind of going against gravity. You can add in some movement if it feels nice. But the shoulders and the back, the upper back, the back of the neck and the head are just laying flat on the ground. And when you come out, you're going to come out nice and slow, just allowing your body to come down. And so we'll do that one more time together. And if that pose doesn't feel good for you, you can just bring the feet up and just do some playful movements, continuing to work the inner thigh. So I'm just going to rock myself up by pushing myself up, and then I'm going to come to the back of my lower back to give myself some support. Everything is flat. I'm like a tripod. My elbows are a tripod. Taking a deep breath in here and slowly rolling out of it. Very nice, everybody. All right. Let's bring our hands out to the sides, bringing our knees in. We're going to slowly roll them to one side, giving that spine a nice twist here. Breathing in, coming back now to your own natural breath. Exhale out. Bringing the knees back into the center and slowly coming down, stacking them one on top of the other over to